Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Craner, and my friend Cecil Baldwin loves horror movies, and he's helping make this genre more approachable for me and hopefully for you too. One film at a time in a random order. Are you squeamish about horror movies? Don't worry, we'll tell you what happens. Adore horror movies? Well, great. Watch along with us each week. As always, check the show notes for content warnings about this week's episode discussion and film. This week we randomly rolled a 6 for Haunted and a 5 for sequel, prequel, or remake. Here is episode 334.
Adopt number generation. Podcast number 9.
This week on Random Number Generator, Horror Podcast number 9, Final Destination 2, 2003. Warning! Spoilers ahead.
As many of you already know, I love a fancy cocktail. I tend to prefer the classics made perfectly over newer, more complicated recipes. I also lean towards spirit-forward cocktails like a dry martini or a Sazerac, but I won't say no to a New York Sour or a Last Word. In my mind, a perfectly made cocktail needs an ice-cold glass, clear ice, and a jigger. Precise, cold, and controlled dilution. Ingredients matter too, of course. For my money, good produce is vital. Overripe citrus can throw off the balance, and a bold, fresh, flavorful vermouth can make all the difference. Pro tip, vermouth has to be refrigerated, y'all. It is wine, not a spirit. It is not shelf stable, and even in the fridge, it's only got a few weeks in it. Anyway, last year, I made cocktails for a salon my friends Jennifer and Edie were doing in Queens. They're dancers, and this was an in-home performance. Part of that was fancy cocktails served to the audience. I made a thyme-infused bourbon sour and a chocolate orange espresso martini. It was so much fun to play around with those recipes at a served bar and make garnishes and all of that. So I was thrilled when Jennifer and Edie asked me again to make something for their next salon for next week. But they're doing a different type of show, something more summery and fun, and they wanted me to make Jell-O shots. I was a bit reluctant because I'm not really a Jell-O shots guy, nor have I ever even made them, but I was game, though I wanted to elevate the form. So yesterday, I bought some supplies, and then I came home and I carved out some lemons. I juiced them. I added unflavored gelatin, bourbon, Amaro Nonino, Aperol, and a little simple syrup, poured that into the hollowed-out lemon halves, and refrigerated. And they came out tasting like that modern classic, the Paper Plane. I am pretty impressed with myself. To celebrate, I had one of my own fancy Jell-O shots, and I watched this week's movie, Final Destination 2. And you know what? If we were like the podcast Spirits or the Dropout show Dirty Laundry, where each episode had a themed cocktail, then Final Destination 2's pairing would absolutely be a Jell-O shot. Because even with the fancy recipe and staging and lemon skins, it's still pretty fucking basic. Don't get me wrong, it is hella fun, it gets you buzzed, and it's quick and easy. I'm not mad. Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Jeffrey.
What's your favorite summertime drink, alcoholic or non?
Oh, man. Favorite summertime drink? Iced tea. I love brewing my own iced tea.
Mm-hmm.
And like every year I kind of pull out the big pitcher, the big glass pitcher around this time period, we're recording this in June. And I kind of perfect my iced tea recipe for that year.
You do like a patio summer tea or a or a sun tea. I'm sorry.
Well, last year was sun tea. This year, I have Michael Twitty's cookbook, and he has a sweet tea recipe that I have sort of tweaked to my own a taste palette, I would say. But it's like a great primer that you can kind of take this as like, this is the basic. And then I'm like, ooh, what if I sub out this for this? And then a little less sugar for me, please. And, things like that.
Michael Twitty's Recipes from the American South, highly recommend. I also have that cookbook, and I think it is outstanding. I've made probably close to 10 of the recipes so far in the month that I've had it. It's great. I'm going to have to do his sweet tea recipe. That sounds really, really good. It's real
simple. It's very simple, but it's like the classic sweet tea that, growing up in Tennessee, I'm used to drinking. And it's so like, you would not believe how when people come over to my house and I'm like, oh, would you like something to drink? I've got, sparkling water, regular ass tap water, lemonade, and sweet tea. And then I open the fridge and they're like, you made it yourself? I'm like, yeah. It takes literally 15 minutes plus chill time.
You know how we've talked before about ordering ginger ale on an airplane? Like there's just something about being on an airplane where you're like, ginger ale sounds great.
Ginger ale and tomato juice.
Yeah, both of those things are things that many people just don't regularly drink. But you get on an airplane, you're like, ooh, I'll have a ginger ale. That sounds great. Something about the pressure, the taste buds. I don't know the science of it, but I'm that way in summertime with IPAs. I'm not a huge beer guy, and especially I'm not an IPA guy. They're citrusy and harsh and bitter, hoppy. But on a hot summer day sitting outside, there's something about an ice cold, like really hoppy IPA that sounds so good. I don't know why it feels quenching, but yeah. Mm-hmm. So that is like the one time I really desire an IPA.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's my summertime drink. Well, we watched Final Destination 2, Cecil. And I have to tell you, I've been sweating this a little bit because we rolled sequel, prequel, or remake.
Yeah.
I could have done Final Destination 2, 3, 4, 5. I could have done Final Destination Bloodlines, which came out last year and was a huge hit, and everyone seemed to love it. But I'd never seen any of these movies, and I chose number 2. And I kind of sweated that thinking, well, I mean, I feel like it should have been 1 or Bloodlines. Like, those are the two. But I don't know how Bloodlines is. But I'm really glad we chose this because I had so much fun.
This movie, I think is the perfect encapsulation of what horror movies do, which is Hollywood has made a horror film and it does pretty well. Which, they're like, okay, wow, surprisingly, this movie struck a chord with audiences. So now let's, of course, make another one. And we have to up the set pieces.
Yes.
We have to up the deaths. We have to up the gore. We have to streamline it and also, quote unquote, improve upon it. And this movie is so dumb, Jeffrey. The logic of this movie is so dumb. This is like the ultimate retrofit.
Yeah.
But I think this movie is kind of emblazed in a lot of people's memory of the Final Destination franchise. This log truck highway sequence, I think really scared the shit out of people in 2003.
To this day, I can't be in a car with another person pass a log-carrying semi and somebody not say, that's some Final Destination bullshit right there. Yeah.
Like we were even, we were talking about, you and I were on tour and we're talking with other people about watching Final, and they were like, oh, it's number 3. I was like, no, it's number 2. Number 1 is the flight to Paris, but that one sort of gets glossed, like the original gets glossed over for this second one. And I think it's because this opening sequence is so kind of visceral.
Ultimately, these movies are campy, at least having watched the first 2 last night. These movies are, well, they're funny. Like, they're intentionally darkly
ironically
comic,
funny.
Ironically funny and darkly funny. But they're a little bit campy in the sense that the actors don't play it like they're in a campy movie. The actors play it sincerely. So the stakes are played for sincerity. Mm-hmm. And I think that helps like up a camp factor a little bit. And then 2, the they have a voice to these movies, at least seeing the first two and seeing the trailer for Bloodlines. They're all about the Rube Goldbergian mechanics of how a death is going to happen. It's constant red herrings of, oh no, his arm is stuck in the garbage disposal. Like, oh no, or whatever.
This is on fire. That's exploding. Will it be is it door number 1, door number 2, door number 3, and then there's a trap door underneath that is the actual death.
And I can only imagine that this extends through parts 3, 4, and 5 as well. That like there's a true voice to what these are doing. So it is kind of like you have a band you really like, and maybe they're not considered Bob Dylan in their lyric writing. Maybe they're not considered, masters at their instruments, but they're really fun, and you get exactly what you want out of it. And I really love that.
You mean like Linkin Park?
Yeah, yeah.
Which we see repped in this kid's t-shirt. Like 2003, maybe 23 years ago. But there's some things that are time capsules. You're like, oh man, does anybody still call anybody else a biatch? Does anybody wear a hat?
We're also still not even in flip phone territory, right? Because the flip phones had a pretty short lifespan in the mid-aughts.
That's true.
Before the BlackBerry and then ultimately iPhone took over.
I didn't have a flip phone. I had a Motorola, though. That was like the plastic encased, kind of looks like a sex toy.
Yeah. I had a Nokia.
There you go.
Pretty standard stuff.
But Jeffrey, that MapQuest sequence.
Oh, and the Apple product placement was strong with this one.
With the bubble bottom and then the like arm screen. Oh my God. Technology was in a wild, wild time, and I kind of miss it. When it wasn't, running our entire lives, but was still a resource that you could go to for things. Because can you imagine this movie if it was pre-internet altogether? They wouldn't have known any of this. I mean, we would have to do the old school, like, I'm going to the library to look up microfiche.
Yes. I do like that they are getting on the internet and seeing, like, Web 1.0 websites.
Yes.
And also kind of like early conspiracy theory websites. I mean, this movie kind of gets the Wild West of early internet. Mm-hmm, I mean, we still have a Wild West of internet now, but it is pretty gentrified now by even personal websites are done through Wix or Squarespace or what have you, where any old schmo can make their website look nice. And back then it was just Times New Roman HTML code.
Oh, yeah. Well, the other thing is that, like, I think what these kids today maybe don't understand is that conspiracy theories were outsider for a very, very, very long time. Uh-huh. It's not the like I feel like now everyone is scratching, trying to claw their way into a conspiracy theory so they can like go viral and explode. But like it's a popular girl now versus like back in 2003, if you had a conspiracy theory about aliens building pyramids or whatever, you were outsider. Not cool.
This movie falls post 9/11, but pre-Loose Change.
Wait, Loose Change, what does that mean?
Loose Change was the YouTube documentary. I think it came out a few years later, like in 07, 08, maybe even 2010. I can't remember when, but it was several years after 9/11. But Loose Change was the documentary about 9/11 was an inside job, or it makes that it tries to convince you with facts and video and evidence that explosives were placed in the World Trade Center and that
false
there
flag.
And there was like money to be made from a war on terror and yada yada yada. Anyways, that was the first like big like crazy time conspiracy to me that went mainstream. Like I know when my cousins start talking about a thing, then something has breached the little corner that it's been in.
It's trickled down to suburban America.
What's the RPG? Dungeon Crawler Carl is one that that shit's everywhere now. And I knew last year when my cousins were like, have you heard about Dungeon Crawler Carl? And I'm like, oh dear, this has surfaced. It's grown legs and crawled out of the ocean and is now a land animal.
Yeah, for sure.
Watching these two back to back, the first and the second.
Okay.
they're both an hour and a half. So I was like, what's the big deal? Let's do
What's
it.
the worst that could happen?
Yeah. What could go right, as Meg always says. They both kind of have the same imprint. Like, it reminds me of the Star Wars reboots from several years back, kind of mirroring the first Star Wars movie.
Sure.
And that these two movies kind of mirror each other because essentially the basic rules of it are that death has a plan.
Yeah.
It knows who's supposed to die in some Rube Goldbergian accident or crazy situation. And if you cheat death, death wants it. It wants
it's
coming for
it's
payment.
Claimed. Yeah.
Death is a debt collector, basically.
Pretty much. It's going to call you at 9 o'clock at night. It's going to call you at 6 in the morning. You know what these movies do not explain? And I've not seen all of them because I think they do kind of lose steam as they go on. Why the fuck are these people having these premonitions? Like, what is it about these characters, and this one it's AJ, that why is she having these visions? Never explained.
That's a great question. Yeah, Kimberly in this one is having these.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Kimberly.
AJ Cook is the actor. Yeah.
Sorry.
No. But yeah, Kimberly has these, and Alex in the first one is the one having them. But the way I took it was because we get Tony Todd.
Yeah.
What's it? Oh God, William Bloodworth, which is a great character name.
Camp.
High camp. But my thought on that, because he kind of tells them that death has a plan, that death is fated, it is slotted, and it will get its, but you can also look for the signs. And I think it's just some people suddenly get in tune with the radio transmission of death. Like they find the frequency. And once they find the frequency and acknowledge it, then they can start seeing the frequency everywhere. That was my take on it.
I mean, I get that because we have, this one we have once characters, delightful Ali Larder gives us
yes
the rules. In a very late 90s, early 2000s, like, okay, we're going to lay it all out for you guys. Look for the signs. But it never really explains the actual Cassandra premonition. Like, I think we all understand the the gust of wind happens and you feel that little tingle on the back of your neck and something happens and you're like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I dropped my matchbook and it spelled out the words, "You're going to die." That's odd. But we never get into the inciting incident, the big premonition. And I think as close as we get is Kimberly kind of asks her dad, hey, did mom ever have any weird feelings? And then it's just kind of swept under the rug. So, is it genetic? Am I the son of Sybil?
I'm glad you brought up that scene where she asks her dad about her mom. And I thought that was actually not just an unnecessary scene, but a scene that I think did the film wrong. Because it instills in you the question of where does it come from?
Right.
Because I think you're allowed, we've said this before, if you start a movie where a character suddenly can fly, you don't really ever have to answer why they can fly. They just do. And now the movie is going to be about the fact that they have the power of flight and what they're going to do with it. But the moment you tinker around and start poking at why can we fly? Why can I fly? That you just cracked open a whole new, sequence in the maze that you have to go through.
Right. I mean, that's still better than how can you fly?
Never ask that.
That's when things just get, you're like, okay, then we get into Metachlorians territory where you're like, just stop. They're space wizards. Just let them be fucking space wizards.
Just mad respect to people who write hard sci-fi stuff. Because it's so hard to know where to draw the line as to how you can explain the gravity and atmosphere of this planet and why you're allowed to just anytime if you read good sci-fi, just know that that's maybe one of the hardest things to write.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I don't know. I think these characters only exist for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the beauty of what it is. I had read that the creator of the first film was a writer for X-Files, and he had originally wrote the first film as a spec script for X-Files. And basically the studio was like, hey, actually, you should develop this into a movie. I think you could actually make a movie out of this concept. So what was supposed to be an X-Files episode became Final Destination.
Okay.
I think there is something to the idea of like episodic television, that you're getting a 90-minute special presentation on TV of these films because the characters only exist for the time that it's on the air. There is no like deeper lore that a lot of other movies are able to explore in their 2-hour allotment. Anyways, it's full of weird plot holes and decision confusion and all of that.
Logic gets real malleable.
But we're just along for the ride. Like a roller coaster, why are we turning left? Where do we have to go? Why do we go this way?
Because MapQuest told us.
MapQuest! MapQuest and Map Blast. Whatever happened to them? R.I.P.?
You know, this movie does start with a pretty great title sequence, I gotta say. Not as, you know, this is no, you know, blood and black lace.
Right.
But I do like these sort of ominous, you're inside a teenage girl's room and everything could kill you.
Oh, God. Such anxiety-inducing shit, these films. It's just everything is a way to die. Well, we start, plot-wise, with a newscast. We've got Kimberly asleep, but the TV was left on.
And she's sleeping on top of a spider.
Wait, I missed that.
What? No, in the opening sequence, there's like just a spider roaming around her bed.
That's right.
And then she just sort of rolls over on top of it. And the spider is never mentioned again.
That's right.
It's just, ooh.
Oh, yes. So we've got not just a news program. It is a news program, but also like kind of early talk show of people yelling at each other.
This is late night community television talk show. And that conspiracy theorist is, I think, very representational of conspiracy theorists of the time, which is unhinged, wild-eyed.
And it also presages, like, in the 2020s, that is the norm now on news talk programs and sports talk programs. As a sports fan, like the number of shouting heads that the ratings feed off of people saying the most insane shit. So it's been 1 year since the crash of Flight 180, which happened in movie 1. So it wasn't just about this plane crash that killed everyone on board. It was that there were a handful of survivors that were kicked off the flight, and each of them had a series of very strange deaths, all except for the strangely named Clear Rivers.
Clear Rivers. You know, you got to add it to the list of like horror icons who would also double as drag queen names.
Oh, God, yes. Queer Rivers, I feel like, is a great...
no, just Clear. Just Clear River. Like, as it is a perfect drag queen name.
This is how bad a writer I am sometimes. It's just that I would never... If I came up with the name Clear Rivers, I would hedge it, and I would say, oh, Claire could be an anagram for clear and sounds like clear almost. So let's do that. But no, these motherfuckers said Clear Rivers.
You don't have the chutzpah to really go the full Clear Rivers.
I've got to loosen up, Cecil. I need yoga.
Yeah, you do.
Well, we learned that Clear Rivers was the only survivor before, and maybe the only reason she's still alive, we kind of feel like later, is the fact that she voluntarily checked herself into a literal white padded cell.
Yeah.
This this conspiracy theorist they have on the news program is like, I don't want people to think I'm crazy talking about witchcraft and ghosts. So I'm going to explain this in a way that's more scientific. Like, so there's this malevolent presence that surrounds us all, and it determines when we die. It's not the devil, because I don't believe in that crazy witchy stuff. It's just death itself.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. You know, I would say that's maybe not technically witchy, but I'm also going to say that's not scientific, sir.
It's not scientific.
No.
can you prove any of this?
No.
And the guy pushes back and he's like, yeah, you're just like retrofitting. You've seen some people die in weird ways, and you're like, well, it's got to be that death has a plan. I think it's God has a plan.
And if you want to make God laugh, simply get off that Air France flight.
That's it. And it's like, oh no, smite in the most creative ways possible.
And in another way that I think, going back to like why I think this movie works is that I think this movie still feels very applicable to 2020's anxieties that we have in the world. Because we're seeing actual conspiracies just literally running our country and other countries around the world. Like conspiracies are fueling our fear. I mean, they always sort of have, but they've bubbled up so quickly these days. But this is dealing with the anxiety and why conspiracies can be comforting to people. And this expert in this news program says the only way to survive is to look beneath the visible world. Oh. Today may be your day to die. That type of broad fear can make you start saying everything could kill me, or it could make you say the immigrants are the problem, or the trans people in
autism is in the Tylenol. Or
yes, right. Yes.
Pick a sentence that has been uttered on TikTok or Instagram.
Milk pasteurization causes brain cancer. Yeah.
And I think maybe what we're like cluing into is that 2003 was kind of the cultural monolith was sort of crumbling. Yeah. It's kind of the last days of Sodom here, in which everyone's like, no, we all watch MTV, TRL Live. We all, the Billboard Top 100. We read the same things. We get the same, there's only 4 major channels and then a whole bunch of other channels that, it's kind of fine, and it's inching away from that into this sort of, hey, you don't need common sense. You don't need logic. You've got common sense. So you can just talk about any subject.
Kimberly is off to Daytona with her friends.
Yeah.
Remember when spring breaks were a thing in the early aughts? Like, MTV couldn't get enough of that shit.
Oh my God. Shall we rewind back to Piranha 3D?
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah.
And the fact that these are high schoolers, right? They're in high school. Are they in high school or are they in college?
I was guessing college. They feel collegey.
Okay. It should be college.
It feels collegey because we're all driving to Daytona Beach, which I feel like that's definitely a thing you could do in high school, but it feels more like we're going to openly talk about we're drinking and having sex and smoking weed. Not that high schoolers don't.
Right,
I'm just
but
saying
unchaperoned, no parents road trip.
I think that's it.
That makes me feel better about Kimberly's relationship with Hot Cop later.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because I was like, I think this girl is like 17. I think she's like 19, 20. That makes me feel a smidge better.
Yeah. I didn't double check that, but I just kind of like vibed with the idea that she has the movie displays a sort of autonomy to Kimberly. In a way that our 15-year-old Tim doesn't feel, because he's always with his mother, Nora.
Yeah.
Until he's not. In maybe my favorite death in 334 episodes of this movie. Okay. She picks up her friend. She's got her horny friend, Shayna.
Yep. Her druggy friend,
Dano.
Stoner friend. Yeah.
And her bro friend, Frankie.
Yep.
And they're piling into her red Chevy Suburban.
Oh, God.
And it's a similar beat to the first film, which is we're going to watch a complicated, choreographed death sequence that involves dozens of people on a highway. And it's so great. This whole sequence is so good because it's like a it's like a heist movie, right? Like the camera has to cut between here's the guard, here's the distraction, here's the person running the thing, here's the person doing this. This person has to hold this person. Here's the this old woman who kind of like gets in the way or whatever. And this is done like a heist film. We've got to see there's muscle car on the road, there's druggy guy in a car on a road, there's crotch rocket guy on the road.
Yep. There's kid playing with Aquafina bottles.
Yep.
There's pregnant lady.
And then there is barreling down the highway this crazy looking thing out of Maximum Overdrive carrying.
Oh my God, for real, like out of Duel.
Out of Duel, yeah, it's the Duel truck, totally, but with logs on the back.
Okay, there's two things that I think really amps up what is so great about this sequence, and that kind of taps into that fear we were talking about, that like this sequence was kind of ingrained in people's minds, is one, it's sunny, but the roads are wet.
Yes.
Which, as we all know, is like kind of the scariest time to be driving.
Yeah.
Because when you get behind a truck or even just a normal ass car, the spray from that car is like in your face, and it catches the light in a way that if it was just like dark and over cloudy and maybe even stormy, it's not as scary because it literally sun blinds you.
Yeah. Watching this crotch rocket weave in and out of cars on a mildly wet road in daylight freaked me the fuck out.
Nope.
It was akin to that man's hat flying off the building in Devil, of just I can't watch this man.
Yeah. Yeah.
The cop on the highway is pulling up, kind of going around people, pulling up behind this log carrying truck. And then he notices one of the chains has come loose.
Sparks.
But then he spills his coffee, looks down, log comes off, goes fully through his windshield, his head, and out the back.
Here we go. Here we go, Jeffrey.
The druggie gets blowed up, screeching. Everyone's screeching out of the way, but there's a garbage truck that plows into this guy. The Pinto blows up. The mom and son blow up because his water bottle falls below her brake.
The sort of like blonde douchebag in a sports car. He's not dead. He's just trapped and screaming and ablaze. I think Kimberly and crew, they do like a couple flips over. And one of the things that I noticed, what I loved about this, is that you can see their like arms flailing as it's not a entirely enclosed vehicle, so there's like limbs.
Yeah.
Which kind of adds this level of realism to it that is so terrifying.
She flips her Suburban. The motorcycle guy gets knocked off his bike, but then slams into this loose log on the highway, and then his bike comes sliding at him and just smashes him to a pulp. And then Kimberly is in her own like wrecked, burning vehicle upside down, and she can see the muscle car guy screaming for help in the fire. But then another diesel just plows right through all of it and kills everyone. And I love how very few people are utilizing brakes on this highway scene at all.
Side of the road? No. And then, boom, we're back to the on-ramp in traffic where earlier we had seen right before they got on the highway, there was a bag lady, basically, an unhoused woman carrying tin cans in a plastic bag that like rips open, and the douchebags all laugh at her. And that scene repeats. She also has the aura of Harbinger, even though she doesn't say anything. Yes. Yeah. And then, as soon as they got on the highway the first time, Kimberly's flipping around the stations and she's like, okay, it's the 1-year anniversary of Flight 180. And she's like, ugh, boring. Highway to Hell by AC/DC plays. And then, she's like, ugh, ominous. But that song is there. And that's when she's like, next one is Highway to Hell. And that's when her friends are like, okay, you're freaking me out, Kimberly.
And so she basically pulls her truck forward and then T-bones the on-ramp so that no one can get on. And everyone's really mad. The cop has to go around traffic and basically like, what's your fucking thing? And she's like, I see everything.
I see dead people.
Yeah, I see future dead people. And, you know, even her friends are like freaking out, like, what's your deal? Dano is like, dude, I have so much weed. We cannot get caught with this shit. 2003.
I know.
He asked her to step out of the vehicle, please. And then suddenly that log truck goes by and she's like, that's the one.
Stop that truck.
Seconds later, huge explosion. Everything goes crazy. And then there's the vehicle transport truck, the one that eventually kills her and her friends. Almost hits her. He yanks her out of the way and it plows into her Suburban, killing all of her friends instantly.
All of her friends dead. I love a movie that's like unafraid to, you're like, hey, we're going to set up. This is our core group. Nope. 3 out of 4 dead.
Done. It's just Kimberly now.
Which honestly, I'm not mad at. Because if I had to watch a whole movie of this quartet, I'd be like, ugh, okay.
Starting or growing your own business can be intimidating and lonely at times. Your to-do list may feel endless with new tasks, and lists can easily begin to overrun your life. So finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything as a built-in business partner can be a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Gymshark, Rare Beauty, and Heinz, to brands just getting started. Shopify has hundreds of ready-to-use templates that can help you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand's style. And you can tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. No need to save multiple websites or try to figure out what platform is hosting the tool that you need. And if people haven't heard about your brand, you can get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you, with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm.
This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy. Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess. At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders. FX's The Shards premieres August 5th on FX and Hulu.
Another thing I thought about with Final Destination series, which started in 2000, is this feels like a sort of in the same way that Guns N' Roses felt to hair metal or hair rock, hair metal.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses is kind of like the last of the hair metal bands, even though by the Use Your Illusion albums, they were kind of off hair metal and just doing their own fucking thing. Mm-hmm. But, Welcome to the Jungle, that video is hair metal as hell. Sure. But that kind of signaled the end of the 80s. This movie felt like the end of the 90s. Yeah. Douchebags getting picked off one by one type of film of the 90s horror films. And we're about to go into thesis horror of the 21st century. And so, this feels like not just like the last end, but also something really great. Like Guns N' Roses was great for as long as they were. Anyways, we're going to meet this crew of people, of mostly douchebags. And these are the survivors.
I love this idea that, you're like, we're only with these characters for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's set them up real hard in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
So we've got executive lady who chain smokes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And she not just chain smokes cloves.
I know. This person doesn't exist.
This person existed in the 90s, definitely. I think has to.
And is also like has a very contemptuous relationship with her mother.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Let's see. We've got sort of adrenaline junkie motorcycle guy.
Eugene, who's a teacher.
Who, what?
He's
a teacher.
You know he sits in the chair backwards when he talks to his class.
Right?
Yeah. We've got Evan, who drives the muscle car. We're going to learn he won the lottery. Uh-huh.
Just a few days before, and has really questionable life skills.
Oh, my God. He was actually, I think, one of the more fully formed characters in this movie, just because we saw his apartment. And the moment I saw his apartment, the moment I'm like, you didn't have to tell me anything about his life.
Yeah.
And I know 90% of it now.
Like his apartment, and also if you won like $100 million, the first thing you buy is like a diamond encrusted watch.
Yes.
And horseshoe ring.
And a sports car and an Apple laptop.
Then I think we know exactly what's going on here. We've got Rory, who is your sort of druggy, lovable, if not kind of grungy trickster goofball. What does he do? Who knows?
He's very like 90s lovable. Like his sense of joking is a little cringy in this movie. But yeah.
Who else? Oh, and then our mother son,
Nora and Tim,
who is like kind of uptight mom and her like wisecracking son, because we need a fucking adult in the room.
The other person that is one of the survivors that's key in this movie, but is not at this initial meeting with State Trooper Thomas Burke, is Isabella. She was the pregnant woman driving the van. She is a delivery driver, basically. And she's a full, like, 8.5 months pregnant.
Yeah.
In this conversation at the police station with all these survivors, Eugene, the biker teacher guy, he's definitely the super skeptic, like, remember the Flight 180 people, they died one by one in crazy things, in crazy situations, ha 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 ha. And Officer Burke looks a little bit more like, well, I'm going to take this slightly seriously because, like, the only survivor of that group is in a padded cell, so that's creepy. But Kimberly keeps having these, like, premonitions, nothing specific yet, just more like, I feel death coming. Like, I feel it happening. And she ain't wrong, because Evan is first on our list.
Oh, my God.
So, Evan is, we see him coming back to his ratty apartment with a whole... We can tell this man had no money and no sense of style or taste. And so he's gone to the department store and he's bought clothes and a computer and a fancy watch. And he comes back into an apartment that has never seen a vacuum cleaner, let alone a sponge.
No.
He has a saute pan with spaghetti in it, which I'm impressed that he made his own spaghetti. You know what I mean? Like that he cooked it rather than it being frozen or whatever. But it's just sitting on the table, which indicates that he was eating out of it.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, quite a catch, ladies.
And then he just tosses it out the open window into the alley below and then sets that pan uncleaned onto the stovetop and proceeds to cook up some frozen mozzarella sticks.
Oh, my God. I love it.
It's the fucking best. What a scene set. Like, that's the way to build a character without saying a fucking word. And then we get his voicemail. Remember answering machines. And we hear just hot-sounding women being like,
I was going to say hot girls.
Hot girls being like,
I know I never, like, gave you the time of day, but now I heard you win the lottery, so let's hang out.
Shallow club girl trope. It's the best.
Love it.
So he's cooking up his stuff on his gas stove, and then did he drop his watch down the drain? What happened?
No, he puts his watch on, he drops the ring down the sink.
That's it.
Meanwhile, the magnet from the fridge has fallen into his chow mein that he's put in the microwave. He kind of spilled the cooking oil all over the fucking stove. So then he goes to get the ring and his watch gets stuck. So now he's stuck in there and the microwave is exploding. There's the fucking grease fire on his stove.
And his hand is stuck in the disposal, which cracks me up.
And he tries to like take a towel and just like bat at the fire, which only causes the fire to then the pan to move over to the boxes of stuff. Here's the thing. This is what I'm going to say about this movie. You know, when you're kind of stressed out and you're trying to leave the house and you can't find that one thing and you're already feeling the pressure of being a little bit late and you've like worked yourself up into a fucking tizzy unto the point where you're literally just like spinning in circles. You're not even like, you like the thinking part of your brain has been removed and you're operating on like adrenaline of anxiety. Everyone in this movie is at that level.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Because so many of these fucking deaths would not have happened if these people were not like running from place to place, like frantically searching through, just like just throwing shit around.
Yeah.
If they'd been like, oh, fuck, that's on fire, and like took a breath.
I've said this before, I think, on the show, but just practice taking a breath. And it's just if you can get into a regular practice of taking a beat, sizing up everything.
Count to 10.
And honestly, personally, I find it hard. I find it easier to do that in a moment where lots of moving things are happening than in a moment where I'm like, okay, this week I have to do this and this, and I got to balance this deadline, but I also have these things coming up. What do I focus on first? Let's take it one at a time. That's long form is harder, but in short form, I'm like, relax your hand. Remember the monkey hand in the jar? Like it can't take the banana out of the jar because it won't let go of the thing. Anyways, yes, you're totally right.
I call it going into Boy Scout mode.
Yeah.
Like, and I think I'm just, oftentimes I'm one of those people where like when things are like the kitchen's on fire, the microwave is exploding, this is why I think my friends elected me most likely to know what to do with a dead body in high school. Because I'm going to come in like Harvey Keitel in Pulp Fiction and be like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
First thing, you need to change. Go shower. We need to clean out this car. Next, I'm going to send you need to get to the Walmart to buy lye, a tarp, et cetera, et cetera.
WWTWD, what would the wolf do?
These people, opposite.
Yes.
Opposite of that. How can we make the situation worse? By just running through a hospital, pushing people out of the way.
These people are cats, right?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes if I'm watching TV and Robert's sitting next to me on the couch, I'll lean over and pet him while he's sleeping, and it's like freak. Yeah, and he just like jumps
you surprised
sky high.
him, and yeah.
And then he knocks something over and increases the chaos, and that's what these people are. Well, he manages to get free. His extinguisher doesn't work on the fire. The window has since slammed shut and he can't get it open, so he has to break the glass, climb out. He gets down the fire escape.
His apartment explodes, like fully explodes.
Above him, he's gotten one floor down, and then the ladder won't descend to the bottom floor from the second floor of the building. And so he finally just drops to the ground, lands on his feet, and says, Jesus fucking Christ, I am lucky. Takes a step forward into that spaghetti he threw out, slips, falls on his back. The ladder finally descends and goes right through his fucking eye.
There's something very Acme, Roadrunner Coyote about a lot of this.
Totally.
Which I think is like the camp that we're like, the irony of it.
Yes.
Is like wrapped up in that. It's all played very serious, like you said, but it's so silly.
Yeah. Officer Burke and Kimberly are both kind of doing their own research after learning that Evan has died.
To the library.
They're both on the apostrophe net or World Wide Web. We don't call it the information superhighway anymore. No. They're definitely on the net. They're hacking and finding news stories.
Yep.
Well, Kimberly finds that Clear Rivers from first film, The Only Survivor, is at Stony Brook Institution. I love that we just use the name Stony Brook, like full on just an actual town in Long Island.
Yeah.
And she goes out to visit Clear at the hospital. I love this conversation. At the hospital, the nurse is like, do you have any sharp objects on you? Do you have this? Do you have that? That you can't have that. Do you have a phone? You can't use the phone. Do you have this? Show me your nails.
Take off your necklace.
Yeah, take off your necklace.
The nails, show me your nails. That's some intense shit.
Those will be fine. She says, is she dangerous? And the nurse was like, no, honey, she suspects you are.
Yep.
Which is very funny. And the nurse says she's fully voluntary here.
Yeah.
And not only is she fully voluntary, they have given her access to scissors, thumbtacks, yarn, and newspapers.
But no. There's no thumbtacks in that. Like you can tell it's sort of like glued in.
Oh, okay.
Like you want it to, like your brain sees thumbtacks, but no, it's no sharps.
Okay, no sharps.
No sharps.
This.
Oh my God, Jeffrey! What
the
what
heightened dialogue that people have in both of these first two movies, and I'm sure it continues. But I think this was indicative of like 80s and 90s of like, you have to make your bad people crazy bad.
Yeah.
I think his name is Carter in the first movie. Like legit is attempted murdering people as a form of like anger pranking. And here Kimberly escalates this shit with this poor woman who watched all of her friends die one by one to the point that she had to check into a padded room mental institute. And Kimberly's like, you're selfish for not helping me.
Me.
And she fucking flips her off on her way out.
I can't believe you're not helping me. You're so selfish. Mental health girl.
You said that? You called her selfish? Mm-hmm.
I did, yeah. To her face.
But Clear is saying like, yeah, this is kind of how it happens. And the way you were talking about things is the way Alex used to talk about things. Yeah. And all I can really say is like, watch out for the signs. Like, take the signs you see seriously. But we also learn that like, wait, they're not going in order. Because in the first movie, death went in order.
Yes. Yeah, because there was a very like intricate, the sort of set piece disaster is like this person gets sucked out of the plane, then that person gets sucked out. So it's the movie's going, hey, pay attention. You're going to have to name these characters in order. How did they die in order?
What we learn is like Clear says, but wait a minute, me and my friends were supposed to die last. So it's like the final truck plowed through Evan and then into us. So my friends now died first, but not me. So now it's gone to Evan. So now we're going to go backwards through for what never really explained why death is operating this way.
Death is stitching up the fractal tree of ripples that was created in the first film.
I sure don't know. We've added some rules to this one.
I did my own research.
Oh, good.
So I have a new theory on why. And it's just that death is going backwards because forwards doesn't seem to work.
Oh, that makes some sense. Like, let's try it this way.
So if you take like all the letters of all the characters of all the names and you just like add them up, it turns into death is working backwards.
I think death is a little bit like going back to the Evil Dead franchise. Like, I think death is a little bit like the Deadites. So the thing I love about the Deadites is that while a lot of horror villains get paid by the hour, and I'm always like, your motive, sir, is to kill, is revenge. So just fucking kill them. Yeah. You know, the Bond villain, like, don't tell them your plan, just fucking kill Bond. But the Deadites aren't in the business of just killing people. The Deadites are in the business of playing with their food. The Deadites want to have fun. And I think death in the Final Destination series feels like it's trying to have fun. Like, it wants people to play the game with it. So it's going to create a pattern. It wants you to see the pattern, and then it wants you to try and escape its, what it's doing to you. I don't know. Yeah, I find that really interesting. the movie makes you do a lot of mental work for why anything is happening.
Yeah.
This is my favorite sequence here. So, having learned from Clear to pay close attention to the signs, well, at Kimberly's house, Burke meets her there and is like, hey, come to my survivors meeting at my apartment tonight.
Right.
And then suddenly just a bunch of pigeons fly past him. She's like, pigeons, it's a sign. He's like, a sign of pigeons?
Like death by pigeons? Huh?
So Tim has been taken to the dentist.
Because they were supposed to go to that. He was supposed to go to the dentist yesterday. But, well, man, that pile up.
Yeah.
Really, that's over. Let's listen. If the least believable thing about this film is that you can get a next day appointment with a dentist.
Yes.
They're like, oh, do you have time 3 months from now?
Also, this dentist should not have a practice.
Oh, my God. Do we still use laughing gas? Is that a thing?
I mean...
One would assume.
So here's the thing. He starts with numbing a topical anesthetic, which is when you get the injection into your gums. That is a topical anesthetic. It directly numbs all the sensory around that tooth, and including the tooth itself, because that's a giant fucking nerve in there, and they can't have you twitching in pain as they're drilling. Laughing gas does not numb anything. It makes
just puts you in a twilight state, right?
Yeah, it makes you a little bit oblivious and hazy. Okay, so here's what's happening. Mom's in the waiting room. The aquarium has sprung a leak, and it's pouring water onto the water outlet, and the electrified water is spreading across the floor.
Uh-oh.
The dentist, we're up on the 18th floor or whatever the fuck of this building. We're on like the 3rd floor. And outside the window in the background, you can see the fucking construction crew. You can hear them jackhammering nonstop. Yeah. They also have a crane that is moving a giant piece of plate glass.
Uh-oh. Because apparently pigeons keep flying into the window, so they have to keep replacing the window.
Yes. You know, just get those fucking stickers, you guys. If you put stickers of birds and plants and butterflies and shit on your window, the birds will avoid that.
Invest in some blinds.
Right.
Like, Venetian blinds are not expensive.
No. So, the pigeon keeps crashing into the window, and the dentist keeps, like, jumping.
It's like, I can't work under this.
And I'm like, well, yeah, you can't. It means you do not have a practice right now.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do the shot. He does the nitrous gas, which also requires an anesthesiologist to monitor, because you need to keep your oxygen levels up. Because if you are just, 80%, 80% of the air we breathe is nitrogen. Most of the air is nitrogen, but it's the oxygen in the mix that keeps us alive. So nitrous oxide is not oxygen. Well, no. Somebody kicks the cord out of the oxygen tank, which drops on poor.
So now he's just getting
Tim.
pure nitrous.
And there's like a mobile above the dental chair.
Oh my God, really? That seems unsafe. Of like fish.
And one falls into his mouth.
Yep. Sucks that right up.
If only he could have gone this way on nitrous oxide.
I know, right? That would be,
less fun.
Less fun. I will say this about death and death's design. At least all the preamble aside, all these deaths are very quick and painless. Like, death is not mean. Like, nobody's dying of like a prolonged, like flesh-eating disease.
It's not 1408 where it's like, I want to show you your dead daughter's dress so that you are in a living hell.
The pain of it is like, ladder through the eye, you smushed by glass.
Yeah.
Barbed wire vivisects you, dead.
But death definitely wants you to know it is coming for you. Yes. I think that's where death tortures the people, not with pain, physical, but with psychological torture. Right. Well, Mom gets up just in time before the electrified water touches her. A pigeon breaks through the glass in the main office,
which apparently is in a lot of cultures is like if a bird gets inside, like breaks through, it's the sign that somebody's going to die.
Oh, interesting.
So
I did not know that.
But I love the dentist is like, hey, what's going on with Billy Evan in there?
Yeah.
And the poor like the
receptionist
dentist assistant, the receptionist like, oh he's choking to death. I should probably fix this.
Yeah, she just kind of nonchalantly yanks the thing out of his mouth.
Pulls something out of his throat.
And the dentist comes back in and takes off the mask, and he's coming to. And it's just so ridiculous. They're so nonchalant about the fact that, like, this is millions of dollars in malpractice settlements happening before your eyes, dear sir.
Never mind the fact that Evan is completely 100% okay. Or, sorry, Tim. 100% okay.
They're leaving the hospital and talking about like, hey, I'm a little woozy, but you know, we're gonna reschedule for a different date. It was just too crazy in there. Meanwhile, Officer Burke and Kimberly are running at them, being like, oh my God, get away, pigeons. They're just screaming pigeons.
This is where I'm like, you guys,
calm down.
You're making me nervous.
You're causing the pigeons to. So they're screaming pigeons. Tim sees a bunch of pigeons on the ground. He's like, pigeons, and runs and starts chasing them
like a fucking Labrador.
They fly upwards into the construction crew who are running the crane, who knocks the lever, who drops the pane of glass, and it just splats Tim right in the courtyard.
Just flat. No bones. Bones, no bones. This 15-year-old, no bones.
Bravo. If I had a rose, I'd throw it onto the stage. Obviously, we're distraught, and that's very sad. Well, Clear has decided I'm going to help, because that lady flipped me off, and she had a great point.
Oh, she reads a newspaper clipping about Evan's death, and she's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Why this was the catalyst she needed to leave her room of safety, I don't know. Morals.
Well, she shows up to see Kim and Burke, and is like, well, let's go. I hope you're ready for this. Let me take you to meet my friend, William Bloodworth, or whatever his fucking name is.
Oh, my God.
So we're going to go see Tony Todd.
Yay.
In his catacomb castle cave.
He's like a mix. He's like the crypt keeper.
Yeah.
In that he has like a real weird sense of humor. And I think the idea is that death itself is not bad.
No.
Matter of fact, here's this creepy guy who spends all of his time with death and thinks of death as a friend and kind of maybe understands death in a way that us MTV watchers, Newsweek readers do not.
Yeah.
So he seems a little weird, but he only speaks the truth.
It's also like a wisdom that I think comes with age too. I mean, these movies are built for 25, these movies are built for teens to 20 somethings, and they're about teens and 20 somethings. And I think as you come into adulthood and you start understanding that like I'm responsible for my own life, I think those are the first moments of your life that you start actually thinking about death for yourself. Not that you're not scared to die when you're a kid, not that you're not scared of things, but the notion that at any point in time it can come to an end. And as you age, your fear of death doesn't go away. It just evolves. It just changes. It becomes a little bit more specific. You have a lot more opportunity to take a breath and focus on what you need to do. And you understand it as more inevitable. And I just think Tony Todd kind of evokes that perfectly, but with the high camp twist of being a true harbinger.
Like, where did you recently saw the first one. Where the fuck did they find this guy? Like, how did they get to him in the beginning?
They go to sneak into, because in the first one, it's more of like a procedural mystery led by Alex. We know that he's correct because we see his side of everything, but Alex is in full priest from the Omen mode throughout first movie, where he can't not behave like an absolute lunatic, and everybody's like,
turn it down to a 4.
Yeah,
You
really.
know?
Just communicate clearly. It sounds crazy, but don't act crazy. And he can't
I need
do
you
that.
at more than a 2, but less than a 9.
So in his like insanity to solve whatever's happening, he sneaks into Tony Todd, because Tony Todd is basically a mortician. He sneaks into his funeral home morticianery place and is like, let's go examine the body of his friend that everyone thought killed himself with a wire, but it was actually a freak accident.
Which I think is kind of interesting, this idea that the person that spends time with the dead has this kind of understanding of death that is both very real and physical, but also more metaphysical and spiritual.
Yeah.
And then in 2, we've just like amped up the camp factor where he's like practicing, like cracking jokes. He's like prophesying. He knows shit. He's like, yeah, only new life can negate death's laundry list of errands that death has to do. So they're like, new life? What does that mean? How does he know this? Unknown.
That's a brand new rule here. Only new life can defeat death. And we're like,
Huh?
Oh, well, Kimberly has a vision of somebody drowning of like herself, but she's kind of seeing it as point of view. Somebody drowning in a lake in a white van. And they're like, there was that pregnant woman in the white van. She never came to the police station. We got to track her down. She was pregnant. The baby wasn't part of Death's plan. I'm like, wasn't it?
And if that baby gets born, it is the golden child.
Yes.
That child can never die.
I think it's the candied apple child from When Evil Lurks is what that baby is going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the logic. We got to save the baby, save the survivors.
That baby. So let's have her arrested.
Yeah, okay, so the rest of this movie is going to go snap, crackle, pop, right? We're going to, there's simultaneously.
We've got like 4 more characters to get through.
There's like 2 through lines. So now we're going to get all of the survivors together at Officer Burke's gorgeous loft apartment.
Oh my God,
in
this
where?
loft? And like he's into like kayaking, ice fishing, skating,
bowling.
ice skating, like bowling. He's clearly a jock, and he clearly loves sharp objects.
He has the closet that Rory goes into, and it's ice skates hanging high up on a shelf with the spiked like crampons for ice climbing, and then a bowling ball on a tilted shelf that starts rolling towards.
It also, in his apartment, he literally has like spears as decoration. Does he spearfish? Is that a like hobby that we missed out on?
I don't think about that as like a New York or New England-y thing until you get way far New England.
Yeah, that's like Maine.
It's not a mid-Atlantic thing anyway.
No, you're not in Stony Brook.
Right.
You're not
right.
You're not in like New Paltz going ice spear fishing.
Hockey is a thing in Long Island, but it's like more rink hockey. Like, I don't know. It's just very interesting. So meanwhile, the survivors are all getting together, and they're going to be with each other until they get picked off one at a time through the rest of the film. Officer Burke has sent this other cop, whose name I didn't gather, Bumble Cop, to go arrest Isabella, a woman of color, on the pretense that her vehicle was marked as stolen, and then put her in jail. That is the way we shall protect her.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And people wonder why a cab?
I had a really hard time like wondering why we weren't questioning this logic here, but it's 2003. I guess that's conversation wasn't being had in white people land.
Habeas corpus? What's that?
That's right.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Cocktails up here feel just right. Is Cambria amazing? All right. Bring a date, your teen, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com. See you on the roof.
Eugene is still calling bullshit on all of this.
Yeah.
Nora is very, very sad because she says, 4 years ago, my husband died, and now Tim. There's honestly just nothing. I don't even care if death's coming for me. Like, there's
I gotta
nothing
go plan
left
a
for me.
funeral.
Yeah.
I have nothing left to live for. And they're like, no, you do. And they're like, debatable.
Kimberly's like, listen, we just have to stick together till she has her baby. And we gotta.
So you're going to stay in this apartment until this woman that's in jail has a baby? Y'all can't stand each other.
Meanwhile, like, Eugene does something that triggers the breaking of the cord that sends the kayak flying right at his head into the window.
He's like, I'm out.
And Nora's leaving too.
And was it Kat is like, I just want a cigarette.
Yeah. So she's going out to have a smoke. And Eugene goes to get on the elevator. And as he gets on the elevator, there's just this creepy old man holding a cardboard box full of prosthetic arms with hooks on the end.
But then, he sniffs her hair?
That was weird. So Nora gets on that elevator, too.
Yeah.
And that dude starts smelling her hair, and Eugene's like, dude, you got to back off.
What the fuck? Yeah.
But when he stands back up, one of the hooks of the prosthetic arm grabs her ponytail.
And again, rather than flailing about, just being like, hold still.
Yeah.
Unhook. Nope. It is a three-way tug of war.
And again, back in the apartment, Rory, because Kimberly's taught everyone, just look for signs. It typically, like, in a shadow or a dream or a premonition, pay attention to everything. Rory sees a shadow on the ground of whatever in the closet.
Bowling trophy.
But it looks like, it's a bowling trophy, but it looks like a man with hooks for hands. And so he's like, do you guys see hooks? And they're like, yeah, I do see hooks. They call Nora, and they're like, you're going to die by a man with hooks.
Well, good thing there's a man with hooks right behind her.
This is like the pigeons moment where you're like, you have stirred up the shit.
I think you've caused it.
And it's... Anyways, that she freaks out. The elevator doors are open. She tries to run, gets stuck. We had already set up earlier that elevator is a little janky.
Yeah.
The doors don't like to stay open for people.
Because it took off Rory's shoe.
And her head gets trapped in the elevator going back up, and it decapitates her.
Elevators are...
Do not fuck around with an elevator.
Yeah.
Elevator deaths, the way people die in elevators is not from elevators falling. It is from them being sliced in half.
Is that true?
I mean...
Are elevators really this dangerous?
No. I'm not saying they're super dangerous. Like, I think your chances of dying in an elevator accident are almost nil. Like, I think you have a better chance of, like, getting hit by a shark in a thunderstorm. But
being trapped in an elevator with the devil, yeah.
If you are going to die from an elevator, it's not from falling. It's either falling down a shaft, which is not an elevator death necessarily, but, like, the elevator itself... Primarily, it's going to be from you getting trapped
stuck,
and it cleavering you. It deli slicers you. Anyways, also incredibly rare. I don't mean to suggest this happens a lot, but most people fear the elevator falling.
Yeah.
Anyways, so now this woman's gone. The blood flies all over fucking Kat as she comes back from her cigarette.
Now. These characters just spent the last 3 hours death-proofing the apartment. But the, pistol in Thomas's holster wasn't... He's like, nope, this is my safety. This is my safety blanket gun. I can't... Because Eugene comes in and he just grabs the gun and he's like, I'm in control of my life.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And then, goes to shoot himself in the head because he wants to go out on his terms.
Yeah.
All 6 bullets misfire.
the odds are low of that happening.
I'm like, why is that gun even there? Why are there bullets in that gun?
I don't know necessarily like
Put
cop
that shit into a
procedural
lockbox.
stuff.
That is like a lockbox is number one gun safety.
I feel like service pistols for a lot of officers stay at the station. But even if you take them home,
Gun safe.
lockbox, gun safe.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, to this point, all of the police work has been pristine, so
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
seems strange that he would do this.
I do like this kind of addition to the lore, which is you can't kill yourself.
Yeah,
you
that's
have
interesting.
to play the game.
Yeah.
You have to play the mousetrap game. You can't just like take your piece off the board and go home.
Through all of this, the remaining survivors are now pretty galvanized that let's go find the pregnant woman and make sure she delivers this baby. This seems to be our only hope. Isabella is in jail, and then her water breaks. And she tells that cop, "You can't do this to me. I'm not having my baby in a jail cell. Get me to a hospital." He's like, "I don't have a car here." She's like, "Well, take my fucking van." Uh-oh, white van.
Yeah, here we go. This movie has like two non-couples in it that I found kind of interesting. So like Kimberly and Thomas are not a couple, but they have the physical intimacy of a couple.
Yeah.
And then we have Isabella and, Bumblecop, who Bumblecop is acting like a nervous dad in this. That's like, my keys, and oh my God, did you remember your thing? I feel like a normal cop would just be like, okay. But like it's weird that they're non-relationship relationships that I think is like funnier, but also kind of doesn't make logical sense.
No. It's bag of tropes approach to writing, right? Like you say, what is the dynamic between these two characters? And you think of your bag of tropes, and we think,
like, let's see, men,
yeah, bossy wife, bossy pregnant wife,
and men who are bad at, like nervous pregnant dad,
nervous but meaning well dad, and
who's not helpful while the woman is kind of like going through it.
So you play that even though that's not at all the relationship. And I appreciate this movie for not doing we all survived, so, and we're a male, I'm a male and you're a female, so we have to get together, like sort of thing. Like we don't have to play that. It's just people can have relationships, even if they follow kind of an archetype of a couple.
Yeah. But I mean, Kimberly and Thomas end up, in your little screenshot there, they end up having, I think they're dating by the end of this.
That would seem logical, but it also doesn't play it as in like, there's no big kiss, right? Like that's the Hollywood.
But they kind of end up together.
Yeah. They are racing to the hospital. Also, Kat is driving in her SUV, everyone else, because they're going, where? Where are they going? Because they're...
To the hospital.
But they
get a call.
They cross paths with the van.
Well, they get a call saying that we've got is the pregnant lady Isabella and she's delivering her baby. So they're like, to the hospital. Let's drive at 90 miles an hour.
Yes.
Weaving in and out of traffic. And they cause the van to kind of go off the road.
But I guess if they were driving to the hospital, the van is also driving to the hospital. Why are they going opposite directions on the road?
That's a very good question, Jeffrey.
So your math question, your word problem is you have a white Suburban traveling at 125 miles per hour eastbound on Highway 1. You have a white van traveling at 107 miles an hour westbound on Highway 1. How long until we end up crashing into a field?
Yeah.
But, like, where's the hospital is really the question. I'm not going to get bogged down in specifics, but they do end up causing this accident, which causes the white van to crash, but not in a... No, the white van actually keeps going.
Just kind of, like, goes off the road because they continue on the way.
It's the white Suburban that crashes on this farm.
Just, like, driving 90 miles an hour off-road.
And there's a series of basically PVC sewage pipes that get broken. and they crash into the back window. Yeah. One of them...
A telephone pole goes through the car sideways.
Which pins Kat in her seat, but doesn't kill her.
No.
Nor does the sharp PVC pipe pierces her headrest, but
doesn't go all the way through. And then Eugene gets a lung puncture.
News crews arrive, as does an ambulance. So an ambulance takes Eugene away to the hospital.
I'm like, why is a news crew here?
How did they get there so fast?
It's just a car wreck.
But the news crew backs up over some rocks, which pierces their fuel tank.
Yeah.
I remember hearing somebody tell a story. I don't remember where it was a long time ago, but it's such a Final Destination style fear is that when they're on the highway and they, especially like at night where you can see it and they see somebody flick a cigarette out of their window, they actively try to not drive over it because they would fear that it was going to blow up their fuel tank if they drove straight over it, which is some real physics of Final Destination logic.
That is like some Die Hard 2 finale kind of shit.
Yes, totally. Okay, so Eugene's off to the hospital.
Everyone's fine.
This is the Gibbons farm, is the name of the family that lives here. And they've got this son named Brian, who's a little bit goofy and sweet, a little bit of a bumpkin. But in the process, like, he's just wandering around the field being like, all this craziness is happening. The ambulance is driving at 70 miles an hour to get out of here, almost runs this boy over, but it's Rory that saves him. Also, the fire truck the firemen have shown up with the jaws of life.
Trying to get Kat out, who's smoking, of course.
Can you get me out of here before this blows up as she's holding a cigarette?
Yes.
And then 2, the fuel from the news van, by the way, started rolling down the PVC pipes toward the van. She asked the fireman, hey, that thing is so fucking loud. And he goes, oh, well, let me just turn it to silent for you. But then as he turns it back on, it activates her airbag.
Which pushes her head back
into the shiv of a PVC pipe. Her cigarette falls to the ground.
Lights the oil on fire. Explodes the news crew van. Which sends the barbed wire fence to vivisect Rory
into 5 parts. Oh, God. Olivia de Havilland in The Swarm, the way she just moaned, the moan queen.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, you're in a movie so bad or so ridiculous. Because Olivia de Havilland watching these kids die from bees, nothing but bees.
Yeah.
Like, this poor actress, she's got to just be like, oh. And that's kind of what happens with, like, Kimberly and fucking Burke. They're just like, no, that's
no, not the dog. God, the hand.
Oh, God. They're like reacting the way you react to watching somebody get hit in the genitals, right? Like, I can feel that.
Ooh, they cut his head off. Damn, that sucks for him. I do like Rory's moment before he gets slap chopped. In which he has like kind of this like kind of touching moment with Kimberly where he's like, hey, so I'm going to die before you, right? And she's like, yep, that seems to be the way of things. Hey, could you take my keys and if I die, would you throw out all of my drugs and pornos so my mom doesn't find it?
Oh, God.
And Kimberly's like, yeah.
Sure.
She's going to keep those drugs.
Should.
And that porno.
Might as well. Okay, so we got to get to the hospital. But Kimberly has another vision. Okay, Actually,
Kardashian.
Let me pause for just a
Dr.
second.
Kardashian.
Why did they let Kimberly drive?
Oh my God. Why did they let Kimberly? Why does Kimberly assume that Dr. Kardashian is killing?
That's bonkers to me. So she has a vision from her point of view of the woman who drowned in the lake is taken to the hospital, and that the nurse standing over her, whose last name is Kilargian.
No, Kardashian.
Dr.
That's Khloe Kardashian.
Dr. Khloe.
Dr. Khloe Kardashian.
Is like choking her out. Why is that your assumption?
Like,
practice taking a breath.
I think you're causing more. I think y'all are causing this.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are making more damage than you're solving.
She has this. She nearly crashes their car. She's having such an intense daymare of this happening. Eugene is in his hospital bed seeing reports about Kat just dying because the news crew was on hand for an accident.
Yep, Kat and Rory exploded.
Well, his ventilator is on casters that haven't been locked. Mm-hmm. So it's starting to roll away, and so shit's coming unplugged from him.
Filling the room with oxygen.
Yes, the oxygen tank comes unplugged. It's rolling against the tube from the oxygen tank is just releasing oxygen. It's also bumping into the power outlet. Mm-hmm. And the vents closed on their own. I don't know. I don't know what power death has, physical power.
It could do like little shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, it's got to be like something, the plausibility of, it was a cigarette that like got caught by the wind. It was, the windows fell shut and got jammed. It can't be like, like death doesn't, like pick up a gun and like wave it in the air.
No one's going to
be like little.
Yeah, it seems like the logic of these movies is that no one's going to get killed by a murderer. Yeah. Like, it's not going to send a serial killer to murder somebody. Maybe it does. I don't know. But
I don't know.
Okay, so
Clear is going after Eugene. Yes.
First, we're going to see Isabella giving birth. And the doctor is like, you have to steady. Again, she says what we should say to everyone. Stop pushing for a moment. Your baby has the umbilical cord wrapped around its neck. We need to get this under control first. And Isabella's like, just make my baby born. And you're like, everybody calm down is the theme of this film. But Burke sees Kilargian in the hallway racing to help this mother who is about to have a breech baby.
I know.
And Burke is like, you're not going anywhere.
What?
Baby safety is my top priority. I'm a cop.
He's like, I'm a cop. And that trumps being a doctor. So we have questions for you that we need to keep you from saving this baby's life.
This nurse or other doctor manages to get the baby born safely. They get it to breathe. It's alive. It's a boy. Everybody in the emergency room celebrates.
Can I say one of my favorite parts is when Kimberly bursts into the delivery room and it's like, it's been born, the golden child. And literally everyone in the room is like, who the fuck are you?
Isabella literally says, who the hell are those people?
It's so funny to me.
So funny.
Can you imagine just like you're in the middle, like not even just doing your normal ass day-to-day life, and then somebody just like busts in the door and is like, thank God you had that baby. Thank God. I'm sorry, do I know you?
Yeah, is this a YouTube prank? What's happening?
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. I don't know who you are or what your stakes in this scenario is, but you got to go.
Baby's born. We're like, oh, thank God. We've got Clear and Kimberly and Burke. They're all like, thank God we are safe.
Reset.
But wait a minute. I had that premonition about the van, and so it wasn't Isabella who died. I just remembered way back when the car wreck was supposed to happen, I remember seeing her wandering safely away.
She managed to pull over into the median.
Someone else was in the van in my premonition. They had cut up hands.
Girl, it's you.
And they're like, maybe it's Eugene.
No, girl. Yes,
and I was like, those were like light-skinned women's hands that could have been either yours or Isabella's.
You think the 6'3" black man?
Yes. Do you think he has similar hands?
You think he's the one?
We never really see his nails, so I don't know.
Could be.
Could be. Now Clear is going to be like, oh, let me go check on Eugene. But as she opens up the door, that
creates
plug,
a fireball?
Well, the plug has finally been jostled by the runaway cart with the ventilator. But, when you plug something in or start to unplug it, it creates like a little spark. And that little spark ignites all the oxygen. And we get CGI face melt.
Clear. You should have just stayed at home, to be honest.
You know what this was, though? This is Allie Larder being like, I have one more movie in me.
I got it. Yeah, I'll take this.
I'll take it.
She's top billing. She's number one on the call sheet.
Yeah.
Even if she's not in all the scenes. But she's like, you know what? We gotta,
Now we've got Burke and Kimberly. And Kimberly's like, you know what? That's me in that van vision. Because in this explosion... My hand's cut up, looks just like my vision of myself. I know what I have to do.
Look, there's an ambulance with 4 trees hanging from the rear view.
Yeah, and she steals that ambulance and drives it straight off of a ramped pier. That pier it angles up and out. Anyways.
The Dukes of Hazzard clearly just architected this whole scenario.
Burke dives in after her, and she wakes up in the hospital, point of view camera of Khloe Kardashian standing over her, choking her, but as we see the other camera angle, she's defibrillating.
Duh! She's a fucking doctor. She's not trying to, strangle up, with black gloves. That's a different horror movie altogether.
Trust women, you guys. Anyways, Kimberly's alive.
She, cardiac arrest, cardiac death. So now she has been, quote unquote, reborn.
It's a similar thing to the first movie, which is Alex has to make the decision to put himself, give himself up to death to stop anyone else from dying. Which I still don't fully understand the logic of it. Not a tight lock on this one, but hey, we did it. Thanks to you, we cheated death.
It's so funny. The sun comes out.
Yes.
The sun pours like honey over her face. We're out from under death's shadow.
Not before death has one last laugh.
1 month later.
We go to the Gibbons farm. Hey, remember when you crashed and all these people died on our farm? Why don't you come over for dinner sometime?
Are you friends now?
I hear of people meeting on vacation. Sometimes you meet people on vacation, you're like, let's follow each other on Instagram. And then you message each other a couple days later being like, if you're ever in Minneapolis, come say hi. We have a lot of great pastry here.
Yeah, you go to their farm in
Holland. Yeah.
Yeah, in Denmark. And, I don't know, end up having your child abducted.
End up rocked to death in a ravine.
Typical straight people stuff.
Well, they go back to the farm and they're having a little outdoor barbecue and things are back to normal. And Brian, the young boy, was like, oh, remember when Rory saved me from that news van? I should have gotten run over, but he saved me that day. And Burke is like, wait, he did? Oh, you were supposed to die. You never mentioned that. He's like, no, yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, I'm going to go check on the steaks. And in the background of this scene right here, we're all at a picnic table.
Oh, my God. This child fully explodes.
and his arm lands on his mother's plate. Scream, credits.
Sure.
HBO app being like, coming up next, Final Destination 3 in 15
Why
seconds.
not? Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Cecil, the end. Shall we rate this movie?
Yes, let's.
All right. How approachable is Final Destination 2 if you are horror movie averse? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being not at all approachable and 10 being very approachable, I would give Final Destination 2 3 out of 10 pavement pastas. It's definitely comedic. Like, it's following graphic, dark, grim, comedic beats. But it's jump scares and it's blood and gore. It is a sense of dread at all times. It is anxiety inducing. And, but I think it's fun. I think this is a fun, if you are horror squeamish, I think this is a good group watch.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't recommend, if you're horror squeamish, to watch this by yourself. But I think with a group of people that has the right mindset about how horror movies like this can be really fucking fun, I think it's a really fucking fun movie. I had a blast.
And also to point out, like, none of the deaths are gory until the last second. You know? Like,
They're like
it's not,
CGI blood splattery.
but even that, it's like the series of misadventures,
Yeah.
and then at the last minute, it's violence.
Yes, agreed. And it's usually pretty quick. It's like a headless person falling out of an elevator and blood flies against the smoking woman or what have you. And yeah, it's not, these movies aren't serious. And I think you can feel that. I think it's roller coaster ride type of anxiety. You know you're going to live. It's just tricking your body into thinking you're going to die. So 3 out of 10 pavement pastas for approachability. But to speak nothing of that, how do you rate this as a horror film, Cecil?
I mean, as a horror film, is this movie quote unquote good? Is it art? Shut up, is what I say to that. Mm-hmm. Watch the movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheesy, but it is so fucking entertaining.
And I think it's a great time capsule. Sometimes art, like the Criterion Collection sort of proves this to us, that Criterion doesn't mean that the movie is a good movie. Criterion, if it's on Criterion, this movie is not. But like, if it's in the Criterion Collection, they put shitty movies in there all the time because they are a time capsule or they say something interesting even by accident. And I think this movie by accident actually feels very 2026 in a lot of ways. I think it feels like a gateway to the 21st century. It's really fascinating unintentionally because I don't think this movie was thinking about longevity. I think it was thinking about ticket sales.
Yeah. I mean, I would put this right down the middle at a 5.
Yeah.
You know, because anything more and you're like, I don't know. Anything less, you're like, I don't know, it's still fun as fuck. So, yeah, 5 out of 10, I don't know, marionettes.
Oh, that fucking... Do you have a clown marionette in his room?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, let's figure out what movie we will watch next. You've got a scare die. I have a style die. We will roll those up and see what movie matches. Cecil, on your scare die, if you roll a 1, our next movie scare is Religion, 2, Monster, 3, Zombie, 4, Family, 5, Vampire, or 6, Alien. What's our scare?
That's a 1.
Let's get that old-time Religion.
Jesus Christ.
That's right.
Superstar.
Oh, we should watch that movie. It's a zombie film too, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I guess it's not, since it ends with his death. It doesn't end with his resurrection. All right. Anyways, style. On my die, if we roll a 1, our next movie style is Wild Card. 2, it has to start with the word the. 3, it is horror homework. 4, it's from the 1980s. 5, it's a foreign language film. Or 6, it is a suburban setting. Let's see what we are going to watch next. Here's our style. I also got a 1. That is a wild card for Religion.
Ooh.
The way we do our wild cards is both of us decide 3 movies ahead of time. That leaves us with 6. We'll talk about the ones we wrote down, and then we will roll a die to see which one we are going to watch. So, Cecil, tell me about the movies you wrote down.
The first movie I put on here is The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which I really enjoyed when it came out because it is an exorcism movie that's really more of a court procedural. So it really comes down to like, is she possessed by the devil? Or is this a psychological thing? And what can we prove in court? Which I think is like kind of a fascinating twist on the like, oh, it's just a possession, bring in a priest. And also the physical acting in this movie is jaw-dropping. The second movie I put on here is a movie I've not seen, but it's from 2018 called Apostle, that, I don't know, I'm really curious about, that has Dan Stevens, who's like kind of my forever crush, and Michael Sheen. I'm not quite sure what all, but it's very like period piece, something involving a religious cult in 1905. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. It's got pretty good reviews, enough for me to put it on the list. The last one I'm putting on here is Darren Aronofsky's Mother. Which I don't want to say anything more about this film in case you've not seen it. It fits the brief, but you have to watch the movie to find out why. That's all I'm going to say.
This movie was wild, and I would like to rewatch it. I didn't feel like I had a strong vibe with it, but it's weird. It's
like this movie came out, and a lot of people were really mad at it because I think there is sort of a quote unquote twist ending that a lot of people either went over their heads or I don't know. People just this movie left a bad taste in their mouth, and I kind of liked it because I saw it more as like a play. It's like a set piece for actors rather than a plot-driven thing that movie-going audiences wanted.
Well, I'll tell you the 3 I put on here. A couple of modern and one old-timey movie. So I put on The First Omen, which I think is a really great prequel. I thought that movie was a lot of fun. It's very disturbing. And I think they did a great job with that kind of, I don't know if reboot is the right word, but kind of resetting the franchise is great. Second movie I put on here is Ty West's Maxine, part of his trilogy, his X trilogy. We covered Pearl for the show, which I adored, and is probably my favorite. No, it's definitely my favorite of those 3 movies.
X is good. Pearl is great.
Yeah, Maxine has some. It's uneven to me.
It's uneven, but it's sexy as fuck.
It is, and it's doing some really fun shit that I really enjoyed. And finally, just an old school movie I have never seen is Witchfinder General.
I've never seen this either.
I haven't either. It's also a controversial one because it is dealing with the enemy is not the witch, the enemy is the witchfinder. And I would be curious to finally dive into this movie to kind of see
is like a
the politics of it.
Of British folk horror.
Mm-hmm. So those are my 3. I don't remember whose turn it is to roll. I tried to develop a system. I think it's your turn.
I don't know.
Yeah, do it.
Should I do the system from now on?
If you can remember, please, somebody keep track of it.
I'll think of something.
I tried a magnet system and it fell. Anyways, whatever. Okay, so here's how it'll go. 1, Exorcism of Emily Rose. If you roll a 2, Apostle. 3, Mother. 4, The First Omen. 5, Maxine. Or 6, Witchfinder General.
That's a 3.
Mother.
Exclamation point.
Honestly, I'm pretty excited about this because I've been wanting to rewatch this movie for a while.
Since it came out. And it's a good horror adjacent film.
And we're nothing if not lovers of horror adjacency.
Listen, horror, the genre of horror is very malleable.
It really is.
And anybody who tells you otherwise is lying to you.
That's right.
Or they're just a closed-minded person.
That's right. It's like my country music analogy. Like horror and country music have that similarity, which is I know people who hate country music, but they listen to like Jason Isbell, and they're like, but it's Americana. I'm like, what do you think country music is? It just
what do you think Dolly and Willie are? No,
well,
but
I like Dolly. I like Willie.
Yeah, bitch, she's.
I never thought of them
artist.
as like country, and I'm like, please.
Let's reevaluate.
Let's reevaluate. And like I said, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is a horror film.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a home invasion movie. It's a kidnapping movie, actually.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to watch Mother. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Cecil, for talking with me. If y'all have thoughts on Final Destination 2 or ideas for other movies that would have been your wild card religious horror, let us know. We're at Random Horror 9 on Blue Sky, Instagram, and over on Patreon, where we have public discussion threads for every episode, and you don't have to be a paying member to participate. And watch Mother from 2017 with us this week, and come on back next Tuesday for a new episode. Have a restful night with no one serving you frozen matzo sticks from a dirty pan or nothing. Boo.
Boo.
Random Number Generator Horror Podcast number 9 is hosted by me, Jeffrey Craner, and Cecil Baldwin. Find more of our work on the podcast Welcome to Night Vale. This show is produced by Night Vale Presents. It is edited by me with music by Cecil and logo by David Baldwin. See original artwork for each episode by David on Instagram. Join us for live streams on Patreon. Watch our recording sessions on YouTube. Chat with us on Blue Sky. And contribute to our movie selection process on Letterboxd. We're in all of those places at Random Horror 9. Today's scary story. You were supposed to be on that flight. Luckily, you didn't make it because that airplane had mechanical issues and everyone on board didn't have Wi-Fi.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending, zero tears.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.